Okay, so hello guys, welcome to my stream. Wait a second. So what I will be doing today? So this is not a tutorial. This is just a study time where I just usually learn some things. And today I will be practicing data structure using C++ language. And yeah, and along the stream I will be discussing some new stuff, some upcoming videos that I will be discussing with you guys. And one more thing, before starting the stream, I want to tell you that there is a form mentioned in the description. You can go inside the form and mention your project that you want me to create for you. Okay, and I have started working on the responses, some of the responses I got from the subscribers, and I have started to work on that, and sooner I will be releasing that project videos with along with the implementation, how I have implemented that, and explaining everything, each and everything in that video. So you have to for this thing you have to subscribe my channel and stay tuned with me. I will be posting some new updates and everything. And for the playlist that I'm working on right now, it's currently active, and that is a student management app. So it's basically I was basically my focus is on to create a production based student management application. So it will be little more complicated and with heavy features around it. And after that, completing that app, I will be selling it to the client to make some bucks from it. Yeah, guys, we will be making some money from this. Okay, so what I will be doing, I want to show you how you can monetize yourself, or you can create a project, sell it to the client, and earn some money. Okay, and I will be doing that just by showing you everything. And one more thing, if you want me to let me say this again, if you want me to create the project that you want me to create, or if you have any request that you want me to cover, you can go to my form, go to the description below in this, basically in this stream, and you can click on the form, fill the request, like what the project that you want me to create, what are the specific features, and what are the tech stacks that you want me to work on for creating this project. You can request me, or you can fill the form and I will work on that. For the questions that you want me to ask and for the videos that you want me to create, you can comment on this stream or any stream. I am basically checking the comment every time. So by adding your comment in the video, I able to check it and I can work on that. So let's get started. This not basically this is not a tutorial. It's a random chat. I will blabber. I will learn some stuff. I will code some of the things, and yeah, this is okay. So what I am doing basically, I'm just there is a site called. If you know about this site, I hope I know that you will that you basically know about. You have some knowledge in that, but let me tell you. So this is lead code. So lead code side basically you basically solve some data structure questions here, and this is a neetcode.io. So neetcode.io has some interesting list of all the questions that we can solve. So I'm just solving the 250 questions list. Earlier I was solving 150, but I think I will pick the big list of coding. So I think I will try my best to complete this array and hashing section, this part, this portion, and I will be doing all this in I think I will be doing in C++, but basically I usually do in multiple languages. As you can see, I have implemented multiple same solution on multiple language with multiple languages. Let me show you. Let me reduce the size of this. Oh, okay. Okay. I think this looks 110 and 120. Okay. So if I go inside my solution, basically I have already solved this question. I think let me sign in first. Let me sign in. So mm, oh okay. I haven't tested the whether the audio is working fine or not. Let me check this. Okay. Okay, so I have login with the thing. Okay, so if you see here, I have implemented the same question in TypeScript. I have implemented the same question, I think, in JavaScript. No, I haven't implemented this in JavaScript, but I have implemented in Python, and same I have implemented in I think Kotlin also. Yeah, I have implemented this in Dart, and I have implemented this in I think if it's in Go also. So basically I have used multiple language to solve this question. So but I was just basically practicing. Mm-hmm. So basically I was basically practicing multiple languages, and so what I will do now, I will use C++ only. because I want to practice C++ and I've been learning C++ for quite a few days, and I think now I know the pretty basics. So I will start working on the data structure part, and after completing data structure, basic hands-on warm-up thing, I have completed my data structure. I will create some interesting projects. So I was thinking to create a sprint management app based on CLI system. It's a CLI sprint management system. It is quite interesting. I was basically thinking, but yeah, I want to create that. So before that, doing that, I want to practice some of the data structure stuff because I will be heavily relying on the data structure part of the C++. So yeah, one more thing. Let me remind you again. If you want to request some projects or you want me to create a project for you guys, please go inside the description of the stream or the upcoming stream. uh, there will be a form link there. Just click on the form link, fill the projects that you want me to create, and I will start working on that. Okay, and in the meantime, you can ask any question, you can even disturb me. I will be already looking your chats and everything. I will be solving the questions for guys in front of you. And yeah, so I'm basically noob. If you can see that the question is easy. So yeah, I will be solving some medium questions and easy questions, but not hard questions because uh, I think I am just warming up myself basically. So yep. So you can come into my stream, bore me, or you can make this stream even exciting, entertaining for others also. So, and yeah, if you want me to support, please and please subscribe this channel, like it, like the stream if you like it, and please, if you have some suggestions regarding the videos or stream, please comment down below, and please mention what you want me to do and anything. Okay, and I will start working on that. Regarding the form request, I already told you that there is a form link in the description. Just click on that, fill the form, blah blah blah, bada beam, bada boom, and I will start working on that basically. Okay, so I've already said what I have to say, so let's start. Okay, so what is the first question? This is a concatenation of array question. Yes. Okay, so what I will do? Uh-huh. Wow, interesting. So this is first part. After that, let's come here. Okay, and rubber. Yup. Go here. Okay, so concatenation, what basically it says. Let me check this. Okay, so the question is, given an integer array nums of length n, you want to create an array ENS of length 2n where ENS1 equals to nums I, okay, and ENS I plus n equals to nums I. So okay, and zeroth index, specifically ENS is the concatenation of two nums array. Return the ENS answer. Okay. So what it basically says here, mhm, mhm. The array answer is formed as follows: num0, num1, num2, num3, num0, num1, num2, num3. Okay. So it's simple, it's not a big question. So let's take an example. So there is a nums array, okay? And nums array has some element. It is 1, 2, 1, 3. Okay. And we have to return an output in which we have to return the output like this: 1, 2, 1, 3, comma 1, 2, 1, 3. 2, 1, 3. Okay, so this part is called. Okay, so what I will be doing, so I have to return this thing, okay, and this will be an input, and this will be an output, okay. And one thing is here that this index ens I plus n equals to nums I. Okay, I think this part is understandable. So what we have to do, we have to basically concatenate two arrays. Okay, we have to concatenate these two arrays, and we have to return the output. So basically what we will do here, so C++ is array. So yeah, so we are using vector here. So you already know that we can use vector to manipulate the list of strings, I think. So what I will do, so we are passing n percent here. Let's do some std. Are we importing something? No, we are not. So we are using class here, but include IOStream. I will be just using to print the output. So cout bitwise left. I think bitwise left. And bitwise left, what will do? It will print nums. And L. Let's see what it prints. Let's run this. Okay, so basically it's my first time to solve this and I am facing an issue. Okay, so we have to pass a colon. Let me run this again. I think there should be no syntax issue. Okay, something is not right here. Are you free? What I'm doing wrong here? Okay, so it basically says invalid operand to binary OStream. OStream means basically we are outputting a value using a stream. So, yep. So I think we cannot pass nums vector here because invalid operand to binary expression. So this is invalid operand. So what I will do, I have to do one thing here, and this will be the length. Nums dot length. Okay, and let me run this again. I think length will return length of the vector, I suppose. I hope it should work, but yeah. No member length in std vector and okay. What I will do? So let's go here. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so vector is there. VR size, pushback. Okay. So what I will do? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, so okay, so let me remove it. Guys, again, if you want me to create a project for you, if you have any request, you can just go to the description of this stream, click the form link and fill out the form, and I will start working on that project. Okay, so let's see, print the size, run this. I'm just basic testing the C++ language. I'm not good with the C++ language. It's my first time to trying this. I want to learn this language. So, okay, what I'm doing wrong here? Oh, okay, okay. So basically, it also returns a vector. So I haven't checked. So let me return something here, and it will be 1 comma 2 comma 1, same. And or I think I will return the same nums here rather than returning what you say, creating your own array and returning it. So I have returned it. Oh, okay. So we have to. Basically, I am using Python and multiple language, so I sometimes get confused with the colon thing. So in Python, you don't usually have to use colon. Even in JavaScript, you don't have to use colon. But in C++ or in Java or in Kotlin, you have to use a colon for that. And sometimes it is very confusing. So I mistakenly don't use colon some of the times. Similar in Golang also, you don't have to need to use a colon, I think, because I have written this same code in the Golang also. Let me check this. And yeah, so you don't have to write a colon, add colon here. But in C++, it is necessary to mention the colon. So yeah, so that is the issue. Now, guys, I have basically worked on every other language, I think, but I haven't tested C++. So now I am working on C++ also. I will be creating some interesting projects. So basically, I just want to create a compiler interpreter for my own language, and it is basically a big thing that I'm saying right now, but I want to create that part, and I have already bought the book for it, and I'm learning the basically how to create a compiler and everything, and I want to create that. So for that, basically, I need a C++, and I prefer C++. Basically, if you know the C++, then you know mostly all the standard codes. You can able to learn the standard code also, like you can learn, you can check the V8 engine of the JavaScript compiler. You know, right? Basically, if you know C++, you can go inside the V8 compiler that usually Google Chrome and other browsers use to run the web apps, and you can check what is written inside it. Or you can even if you know C++, you can check also the fmpeg video transcoding library, or you can say image manipulation library. You can check that also, and you can do many stuff, because basically I think around 90 to 95% the low level projects, it is already created in C++. or you can say C. But if that's why, if you know C++, then you can go inside all these projects and you can check what is happening inside these projects, and you know about the bits and pieces about the project. Okay, and that is the interesting part, and I want to do that, so that I can show you what are the projects I want to basically uh, uh, what you say, basically I want to cut and break the project and go in deep inside the project and just find out how these actually the projects are working and how they are working on this working on the final output, basically. Yeah. Okay, and for that I want to learn the C++. Basically, I have worked on web apps and mobile apps, but I haven't worked on low level applications, and I want to work on that, and that's why I'm just learning C++. And yeah, it is my first time to solve all the lead code questions in the C++, but I want to do that. So yeah, if you have any question, you can comment on the stream. I will start working on that. And if you have any request regarding the projects that you want me to do with the tech stack that you like, it can be either Android, it can be either Flutter, JavaScript, anything, then please fill the form and I will start working on that. Okay, and I will create a video for that and I will explain it to you guys also, so don't worry about that. Basically the form is all about creating a videos and explaining the project that you want me to create and how I have executed that part. Okay. Okay, sure. So I think so it is quite working. So what I have to do, I have to basically concatenate the list and I have to return an output. So what I will do, uh, so I have to concatenate it and I have to return it. So I think I will create a new vector here. What I will new vector here. So the vector is of type I think int. So what I will do, std vector of type int. Okay. Okay. So it is directly using this. So I think it is using a namespace to call the std inside the code. So we don't have to use it, but for I will use it because it is a great practice to directly use vector by calling. We directly use the vector with the namespace. You don't have to use here using namespace std. I think that is not a good way to implement the code. So what I will do, I will just directly use std : vector int, and the vector name will be result. And result, what it does, it will add a vector. Okay, so it will concatenate two vectors and just return the output in the result variable. Okay, so what I will do, I will create a for loop. Okay, and inside the for loop, I will be go inside this int. Think we can use int here, int of type I equals to 0, and I should be okay. So great. So I should be less than, I think should be less than the size of the nums, and the nums will be the size of, I think it, if the size of the num is 10, we have to multiply with 2 because we are concatenating the same num array 2 times, I think 1 time. So I will be multiplying it with 2. So what I will do, I will be calculating a size. So int size a, it will be nums dot size multiplied by 2. So I will be looping for, I think, 2 times. That will be a great choice. But is there any other way that we can do this instead of creating a separate vector? I think we can do that. Basically, we can use existing nums array and we can add the numbers from 1 to. I think we can do that. We don't have to do all this thing. We can get the size. Okay. And instead of using result, just comment this out. We can use this thing. The size a, it should be smaller than size underscore a, which is array, and I will be plus plus. Okay, so it will be plus plus. I will be incrementing it. Okay, so what I will do, I will go inside. Okay, so basically vector is a dynamic array, it's not a fixed size array. So for fixed size array you have to use a C array. Okay, and for a dynamic array, a dynamic list, or you can say dynamic array that can dynamically increase the size of the array, you have to use vector for it, and vector just increase the size array. You don't have to provide a fixed size to the vector. Okay. Okay, so what I will do, so inside the nums I have to go inside here, and what I have to do, inside this nums I have to get the size array. So if I equals to 0, then 0 plus the size of this. So suppose if I go inside the drawing sheet, suppose the actual size is this. Size is 1 2 3 4. 0 1 2 3 4. So it is 4. Okay, and suppose we have to concatenate it. Suppose I have this nums. Okay, and I have to further add the same numbers again here. Okay, what I have to do, I have to 0. Let's just write the positions for this output array. So 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So what it basically, which position is this? This is 0 plus n. 0 plus n, or you can say n is the size of the array. Okay, so and 0 is what? 0 is the position of the array, so it is basically an index 0. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are doing 0 plus 4, which is 4. Okay, so we are filling the 0th value inside the 4, and same goes for 2, same goes for 6, and same goes for 7. We'll be doing same for this, and when we reach to the third, we add 3 plus 4, which will be 7. Okay, so I think what I will do, I plus size underscore a and equal to nums I. Okay, and I think this will work. So I plus size equals to a nums I, and it will return this. Let me run this. Okay, again issue. Okay, so it is right of size 4, 30 0 and standard allocator 4. Okay, so what is wrong here? This looks fine, but why it is not working? Let me check with other code. Let me go inside the Go. Okay, so here is the size, here is the answer, 2 into size. Okay, but I am just using nums and adding inside that in place. I don't have to use a separate memory for this. So ans answer nums I plus size. Okay, but can you do same thing here also? C plus plus. Okay, so let me do one thing. Declaration with a code level of values, consensus, properties, as plus. So without resizing it for sensitive using the subscript of the to access or assign to index that doesn't exist level. Need some defined below. Okay, similar issue that okay. Okay, let's push back to this. Okay, so we have to resize it. Okay, so what I will do here, instead of doing this, gosh, okay, I hope it will work. It should work. Okay, so the test case is passed. Let me. Okay. So what I will do. Okay. Wow. Okay, so this looks fine. Okay, we can implement this in another way also. There is another way. First. Okay, so this is the first way to solve this. And second way to solve this. Okay, so there is a second way to solve this. Let me do that. Okay, class solution, make it public. Vector vector is of type int. So get concatenation, okay, vector. So I'm solving with multiple methods, multiple way. So the first way is above. I have commented that part. This is the first way, and this will be a second way to solve this thing. I just want to implement in different methods, so that it will be practice for myself also, and you can get to know the other way also. So this in this the time complexity is, let me mention the time complexity here. So the time complexity will be, the time complexity is O of n. So basically we are iterating it to each number, and the space complexity will be, and basically I am using the same num variable that is passed as a parameter inside the function, and I am just modifying that nums parameter and returning that nums parameter. So the space complexity will be O of 1. It will be constant. I'm not basically using any space. So space complexity will be O of 1. Okay. And in this the second method, I will be using a time complexity same of O, which will be basically O of n. And okay, the space complexity will be O of n. So it will be somehow O of n, but let me tell you what I'm saying. The space complexity will be of O of n plus n. So it will be, I will be using space complexity of n plus n. So we will be creating a fixed size memory array, or you can say array, fixed size array, and inside the fixed size array I will be adding the list. Okay, final output you can say. Okay, so get concatenation, this vector returning, then we'll give the address of the nums array vector you can say, or you can say vector only. So let me create this. What I will do, first I will import the vector here. So hashtag include vector. Okay. Second, what I will do, guys, if you have any question you can ask, and I will try my best to solve your issue. Okay. Okay. So I think I don't need vector st here, std. Do I need std? I will check whether it is working. So first I will import vector. Vector is of type int, and vector is of type int. So basically we cannot create a C type array here. Basically the return type is vector int, not an C type array. So let me name it result. I think let me provide a size. So size will be of what will be the size? The size will be, I think size will be, we don't have to provide a fixed size here because the vector is a dynamic thing, so we don't need that. What I will do, I will just create a for loop here, or you can say I will just use the while loop because while loop will be better for this. So int I equals to 0. Okay. Let me add the colon here, semicolon. Okay, and while loop will be of smaller than nums dot size. Okay, and we will be incrementing I. Okay, so this part is done. What I will do, I will come here and I will do one thing here. So result dot Uh, can I pass it like this rather than doing it? Int size equals to, I think this will be constant. We are making this constant. Yeah. And this will be 2 multiplied by nums dot size. Okay. And nums dot size will provide the size. We are multiplying it by 2 because we are concatenating the same nums together. So it will be 2. And just go inside here. Just, I think we just have to add the colon here and just pass the size. I think size underscore a will be better because it will differentiate with the size function that we are using inside the vector and the size variable. So it will work as a differentiating factor, you can say. Okay, so size a, we got the size a here. What I will do after creating this, I will go inside here. I will do one thing. I equals to nums I and result I plus size a, not size a, basically it will be nums dot size, not size here. Copy. So let's just make this thing on size a c, make this okay. I think we are writing too much here. Size underscore ac, but I want to show it another way. So it will be O of constant, this will be result, this will be size, and size is size underscore AC. So we have already got the size here. It will be size underscore AC. And yep, so I is smaller than size AC. I assign it to I. Nums I. Okay. And what I will do, I will return what to say basically result. Okay, result vector. Okay, just add semicolon here also. So, am I missing anything? Nope, we are not missing anything. Let me just run this. Let me see. Okay, so error 5, what type specifier is required for all the declaration? Okay, so we have to specify the type here. So it will be of type int. This will also be a type of int. And yep. We have already specified it. Here. Okay, so we have done that. Okay, so there is some another error. Size a result, the argument for template type parameter must be a type. Okay, can you provide a fixed size to a vector, or can you provide a size to the vector? Let me check. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I will do, instead of doing it like this, I'll provide the file here. Okay, I think this is look okay. Uh-huh. So there is some error. Let's go inside the code. What am I doing wrong here? Everything looks okay here. So uh, size A, C, size A, size A vector into 0. Which line it is? Line 42. Error expected this after class. After class. What do you mean by after class? Ah, okay. So we have to add also here. So we have to add colon here. So this is a class. Close the class. So okay, so this also working. Let me submit this. I hope this should work, but let me check. Okay, so it works. So it takes a memory of 16.80 MB, and I think it means, and the time runtime is already 0 milliseconds. So wow, so it is 0 milliseconds, but I think we can make it even more better. So let me comment this out, and let me run the first method. Okay, so this is the second method. In this, the time complexity, you already know it is so often we are iterating with each number on, and the space complexity, you already know that it is n plus n. And why it is n plus n? Because we are using a vector of result, name result basically, and it is of size a. What the size a is? The size a is the 2 multiplied by the size ac, and the size ac is the size of the nums, and the nums is the parameter that we are passing to this method, which is get concatenation method. Okay, so basically we are concatenating the numbers array. So the if we are concatenating the same array, then it means we are multiplying it with the 2. Okay, and that's why I have multiplied it with the size of the num array with the 2, and then we have created a vector result of the same size. Okay, uh this looks okay, this looks fine. So let me run the above method that I have used, and in that I have used the space complexity. The space complexity basically is O of 1, and the time complexity O of n. So I think it will not take any space, but the time complexity is same as the second way to solve this. Second method is similar to the second method basically. So let me run this, let me check, and let me run submit this. Let's see. So okay, so it is taking the memory. Yeah, I know why it is taking the memory. So but somehow it beats only 17%. Okay, so it is interesting. It is taking the memory because we are adding the value nums, adding value basically to the num array. Okay, and the num array is already passed from as a parameter to this function, and we are adding to the existing memory. Okay, so some we are already what we are doing basically, this is num. Okay, so let me put this. So this is num. Okay, so this is num, and let me go here. uh, okay, what is this? uh-huh. I think okay, I don't know where is that thing that I'm searching basically. I think it is not here. I think yeah, this is the thing that I'm searching. Okay, so this is the num array, you can see. Okay, and what I am doing here, I am taking this array. Let me pan this. Okay. Okay, I am taking this num. So suppose it is of size. This is a size. Suppose it is of. It contains 1, 2, 1. Okay. What we have to do? We are using this num array and adding inside this. Okay, so we are using an existing variable and we are adding the value inside it. Okay, so what we are doing, we are adding 1, 2, 1 to make this complete output. Okay, and this is a concatenated array. So what we are doing, we are extending this num array by adding these three values again. Okay, so basically we are extending the memory of that array, basically vector, you can say the nums vector. So somehow practically we can say that we are not using a new memory, or we are not creating a new memory, but we are using a memory to store the value because we have to return an output. Okay, so to store a value in the memory, what we are using a nums array. And what is nums array? Basically it's a parameter that is passed to the function, and we are using that array. Okay, so we are not directly using the separate array, creating a separate array and just adding the value inside that. We are not doing that. Okay, so that's why we say that it is O of 1 at the time complexity is constant, because we are not externally creating separate memory. Just like here, we are not creating a separate memory. We are using the existing memory and we are adding the value inside the existing memory. Okay, so that is the interesting part. Sometimes people get confused whether they are using a time complexity of they are using constant time complexity, or are they using a time complexity which is linear time complexity, you can say, which is O of n. Okay, so if your function doesn't create any extra memory like array, maps, or something that is linear time complexity, that follows the linear time complexity, then it means that your function is not using the space complexity of O of n. It is just using a constant time complexity because you are using an existing memory that is already been created. Okay, so this function is not using the creating separate you can say memory to store the value. It is using the parameter value. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm saying basically here. So that's why basically it's a time complexity of O of 1. Sorry, time complexity, it's space complexity of O of 1, and the time complexity you already know because we are iterating the value with each value. Okay, we are iterating it, so that's why the time complexity of O of n, and the space complexity is O of n because we are using an existing memory to save the value. Okay, so there is another way to solve this also, but it is same. The time complexity is of n and the space complexity is also the same, so we don't, I think we don't need to solve this. So what I will do, I will go to another question. Okay, let me go to another question, and what I will do, I will come here. I think contains duplicate. Should I solve this? I think I will solve this thing. So concatenation part is done, so we don't need concatenation. Let's jump to the contain duplicate. So after contain duplicate, I will be solving a group anagram, which is a medium level question. And after the anagram, there is another question that it is, and which is valid anagram. I will be solving this. Okay, let's go. Let me rearrange everything. So let's go to contain duplicate first. Okay, let me make this big. Okay. Go here, make it big. Okay, so let understand what the question basically says here. So given an integer array nums, return true if any value appear at least twice in the array, and return false if every element is distinct. Okay, and there is no trick here. Okay, so what we have to do, there is an array here, 1 2 3 1. Okay, and the output is true because the one is appeared more than one time, so it is 2 basically. So yep. So when I see this question, what basically jumps in my mind, and that we have to create some type of counter, or you can say map or hash, where I will store this frequency of the item. So suppose if it comes 2 times, or if it comes 1 time, or if it comes 3 times, then we can do that. Okay, so what I will be doing. Mm, okay. And we don't have to return a value here, we just have to return a true and false, so that is a good thing. So I want to make this in a time complexity of n. We have to use time complexity of n, and the space complexity will be, I think, O of 1. It will be constant because we are not using array, or we just have to return an true and false here. So I think, is there any way to do this? Let me just think. Mm, uh, okay, so let me check this again. Given an integer array nums, return true if any value appears at least twice in the array. So is there any constraint here? So what is the constraint? So the num length will be 10 to the power 5, so it will be very good. So single num value, or you can say item length, will be 10 to the power 5. Okay. All elements are distinct. Okay. So is there any other way to do this? Because here you can see I am using hash here. I'm using hash table here. I think I am done same for Go also. Yeah, you can see I have used hash table here also. I have used hash table here also with some iterations. But I don't want to use hash table. Is there any other way to do this? Okay, so if I check Python, I similarly I've used, I think, hash table here also. So you can see I've used hash table also here. So you have to use some type of data structure where you can store the items and their frequencies, and we can check whether the frequency is more than 1 or not. If it is more than 1, then just return true. If it is not, then just return false. Okay, we can do that, but we have to do one thing. There is another way, I think. Is there any other way? If I go here, 1, here, 2, 3, 1. Is there any other way to solve this thing? Kotlin, inside the Kotlin. You can say Dart. Okay, inside that also I have used this thing. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so it is returning bool here. Okay. What I will do here. Okay. So basically, can we use hash table inside the C++? Okay. Can we use hash table? Table. Okay, so we can use hash table. Equals equal information will be in order map. How much memory it is taken? So I think we can use an order map here. And then I think we can use one more thing, and that is a bucket sort. If you know about bucket sort, and bucket sort basically works with the integer value. But the problem is that for the bucket sort is that if the value increases, suppose one value is 1000 here, 1, 2, 3, and 1000. So inside the bucket sort, what will happen? It will create a memory is with the position value of 1000. So let me do one thing here. Let me copy this part. Let me create separate, save it. Okay, and with the value name. Okay. And this, let me close this part. Let me come here, paste it here, remove this here. So what we are basically what happens in bucket sort, let me tell you guys that first. So suppose let me go here. So suppose this is array, okay, and inside the array you have an array name, you have a variable array, and the variable has some values like 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and it will be and let me clear this part. Okay, it will be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, cool. And 1, 2, 3. So what bucket sort does? In the bucket sort, we create a separate memory. Okay, you say, suppose I have created this thing. This is a bucket variable, buck v. Okay, b underscore v. Suppose I have created this variable, and this variable is of size, I think, it will be a dynamic. Suppose, let's assume that this buck v is a vector, and you already know that the vector is dynamic. It doesn't have a fixed size. So what happen? It will do one thing here. So suppose 0, 1, 2, and 3. So these are memory cells. So inside the bucket there, the positions are mentioned here, 0, 1, 2, 3. And what happens? Suppose if you want to store a value 1. So what I will do in bucket sort, what it happens, I will search for the first index. And inside the first index, I will increment the first index with, suppose it is 0, I will do the +1 here, and what will be the value? It will be the 1 value. Okay, and what it denotes, what it says, the 1 basically says that says about the frequency of the item. And what is the item? The item is 1, which is a position. Okay, so 1 is appeared one time. Okay, suppose there's a 2, so we search for the 2 index, second index, we increment the value with 1, and what basically it says that the 2 value is present appeared one time. And when we go to the 3, search for the 3 index, or you can say position, and it increments with the 1. And what it basically says that 3 is appeared one time. So we increment the frequency by searching the index value. Okay, so suppose what are we basically saying? Suppose we have a value. Suppose that we have a value of 1000. Okay, or you can say 100, or you can say 1000. Let me take 1000 here. Okay, so what it will do, it will go inside the b underscore v vector and just search for the 1000 position in the vector, and it will save the value here. Okay, and what will be the space of this? The space complexity will be O of 1000. Okay, so it basically grew by 1000. So that this is a major problem here. The bucket sort, this is a major problem. So if there is a value that is basically very large, so we have to iterate that value to this position, and we have to store the value. So we are just wasting a lot of memory here. So we don't want to do that. So what we can do here, instead of searching for 1, 2 and 3 and incrementing the frequency as a value, what we can do one more thing here. We can create a b underscore v variable same, and we can do one thing, and that is inside each variable vector, or you can say the vector will be of type array. So it will store a vector inside a vector. So it will be a nested vector, you can say. So what nested vector will do? So suppose if suppose the 1 is there. Okay, 1 is appeared one time. So what will do? It will add one value inside the 1 index. Okay, and it says that the position 1 usually says that it appeared one time, this value 1. Suppose the 2 is value appeared 2 times. Okay, and suppose the 3 value appeared 3 times. It saves the value here. Okay, and what we can do, suppose the 3 comes 3 times again. What will happen here? We have to go to the second position, and when we are going to the second position, then it means that there is a value that that is appeared more than one time. So what I will do, I will break the loop and I will return true. Do you understand what I'm saying? Basically, we are not returning any value here. We are just returning a boolean here, true and false, if it is appeared more than one time. Okay, but there is a major problem here, and the major problem is that how we can know that this value 3 is appeared more than 2 times. We have to check for the this index, and then we have to check for the second index, right? So this is a major problem here. So how we can do that part? I think we can do this. I don't know. Let me check. Let me first write the code, and after that, I think I can solve this issue. So what I will do, I will create a vector name b underscore v. It will be a bucket vector. It will hold the values. Let me create a std colon. Let me include this vector here. I can use even hash map, that will be even more easy, but I don't want to use bucket sort here. After that, I will use hash map also in the second method. Okay, so I will implement both of the code. I don't know. Okay, let me check. So vector will be of type vector. Okay, and it will be of type int. Okay, and what I will do, I will make a create a vector of empty list. Okay. So this is a nested vector here, and what we have to do here? Okay, so we have to create. I will use while loop because while loop is clean compared to for loop. So that's it. And yep, so it will be 0 colon while, and while will iterate till it reaches to the end of the num. Okay, so I should be smaller than num star size. Okay, I will increment the I. Oh, what the hell? Plus. Okay, so this part. Ah. Mhm. Okay, so what I will do here, I can do here one thing, and that is okay. So I will check for one position. So I will do. I will fetch. I think I will create here vector again, and it will be of type vector int. Okay. What it does, it will access this vector name. B and we can say bucket here, and the bucket will be values. We can create it here. Bucket values, you can say here b underscore values, and what we say bucket colon, which will be 1. Okay, so I will be checking for one position. The one position will contain all the list of the values, and what I have to do, I have to check for the value name 3, 2 or 1 here. Okay. Mm, okay. So what I will be doing, I will be checking for while uh, b values. So I will be using int here, int j equals to 0. So j will increment by 1 1, and it will go till the end of the b value. Will be of size. Okay. So what we will be doing here, we will be picking each. So suppose if okay, so if okay, so b underscore values I sorry j, if it is matches with the suppose if it is if it basically matches with any other values, like nums I that we are checking here. So suppose if we are picking I value, suppose 1, and we are checking 1 is if it is inside the 1 or not. If it is not, if it is there, then what I will do, I will return true here. Okay, so there is a duplicate value. Otherwise, if it is not here, I will return false. And what we will do, if it is not here, basically I will create an else statement, and inside the else statement, what I will do, I will go inside the bucket I, because it is appeared one time. So basically what I will do, I will go inside this bucket I, bucket 1, and what I will do, I will push back here with the value which is nums I. Okay, so what I am using here, so basically I am basically checking whether this value appeared in the bucket or not. If it is appeared in the bucket in the 1th position, then yeah, it is appearing more than one time, so frequency will increase to 2. But if it doesn't appear, then we have to add it to the position 1, which is inside the bucket of position 1, index 1. Okay, and we are just saying that that number basically appeared one time for the first time basically, and we are adding it to the first index of the bucket. So, and suppose if this appear again, then we come here, we check for that same number in the index 1, and we, if it appears, then we have to return it true. Okay, I hope you are getting what I am saying basically. Okay, so yep, so we have j here, j equals 0, j plus this and this. And suppose if the value is empty, if there is no value, what I will do, if the bucket value is empty, or suppose if it doesn't, if it doesn't have any value, so what I will do, guys, I'm basically stuttering too much. If suppose if bucket I sorry, it's not bucket I. Suppose what we say basically. Let me do one thing here also. Let me set the size of this, and the size will be of the length of the array parameter, you can say. Why the length of the parameter? So basically it will not be more than the array parameter size. Okay, it will be less than but not more than the actual size of the num list. Okay, let me, I will explain this thing later. Okay, after this. So the size a will be nums dot size this thing. Okay, and it is constant, so I will pass this in. Size is correct. Okay, nums dot size constant int size a, it will be not more than the size of the array that is passed inside this function. Okay, then when we will go here, we will search for the bucket. If the bucket size, sorry, bucket I, or you can say 1, is size equals to 0, if it is 0, then what we have to do, we have to add the first number. So first values appeared for the first time, so we will push it to the first index. So first means basically the frequency. So yeah, so it will be bucket 1 push back, and what we are basically pushing here, we are pushing value. So what is the value? It will be nums I. Okay, and I think we have to, we don't have to go down, we just have to skip this part. Okay, so if the bucket is not empty, then it will jump here in and it will loop to the value. Okay, so yep, I hope this should work, but uh, okay, so I'm basically missing the semicolon here and here also. I haven't added the semicolon here also, so I have added that. Okay, so this part is complete. What I will do, let me run this thing. I think some type of error will occur. Okay, so it is saying true, but why it is true? So it is 1 2 3 4. In this part it is working because we are getting the error. But in this it is not. But why? So what we will do, we will debug this thing. So we are iterating, we are checking the nums are here. Nums J. Okay. One more thing we have to do. And what we have to do, instead of doing continue here, I will add else here. Basically what it does, it was not incrementing this thing, it was not incrementing this, so that's why we are were seeing that bug, small bug here in the test case. Okay, let me, what the hell. Okay, format this thing, format the code. Okay, so this is else, this is block, this is while, I suppose. Okay, so this is a while loop, this is okay, so this looks okay. Let me run this. Okay, so this is working fine, as you can see here. We are, but let me submit this first. Okay, so we are getting a runtime error, and you already know why. So we are getting a runtime error because the time complexity, I think the time complexity is O of n square, because we are iterating each and every time. So that is a major issue here. So address sanitizer overflow address. Shadow bytes and the buggy address, which is okay. So we are getting the issue here. What we will do, we will resolve this first. Okay, so we are getting this issue. Let me come here. So we are getting problem here. Mm-hmm. Here. After pushing it, what I will do, we have to close this thing. We have to break this loop. I think we are pushing it 3 times, 4 times, I think. So suppose if num's value doesn't match here, let's just assume. So if it doesn't match, it comes here, it doesn't return true, it push this num's I value inside this bucket I. Okay. Suppose 2 is there, so 2 doesn't exist in the ith position of the bucket variable. Okay, bucket array, you can say. Okay. And what we will do, we will add the 2 here. Okay. Let's come. Okay. So we have already added this. So if it is matches, then we have to return, but if it doesn't matches, then what do we have to do? Okay. We have to do one thing here. Instead of doing else here, I have to come here. Instead of doing all this thing, we can do one thing here. And what we'll do, we'll just remove this part. We don't need this. I think we don't need this thing. And I think we don't need this thing also. Okay. What I will do, instead of going here, we'll add this here. I will paste it here. Okay. Let's just run this. Check whether it is working or not. Okay, so it is working fine. If it is not appear, then yeah. So last executed is 0. Suppose the num's value is 0. So we are getting error here. Suppose if the beat value is empty, we have to, what we have to do basically, what is wrong? Num size I here, if it is not here inside this, we have to go inside here, we have to push that value inside the bucket because it is up here one time. Suppose if the num's I is there 0, we can come here, we can go here, we'll be fetching bucket I here, and bucket I will be of type. Oh, okay, we have to provide a default type. So let's just run this. Okay, so can we do this? I think we cannot, I suppose so. So how it is working? It is 0. But the nested vector will create a vector of size empty vectors. Okay, guys, if you have any suggestion, you can help me. I'm basically confused here. What I'm basically doing wrong here? We have created a variable named bucket. Okay, we have created I here. We are running the for loop here. Okay, and we are fetching bucket each and every time. Check set z equals to 0. So suppose the num vector num is of size 0. Suppose it contains 0 value here. Okay, and we come here, the num value is 1. Okay, so it is of size 1 basically. It come here, it checks whether the 0 is smaller than the size of the num, which is 1. Yeah, 0 is smaller than 1, so it comes here. It's fetches for the bucket I1, index 1 also, you can say. And yep, so index 1 return the vector because it is a nested vector. Bucket is also a type of nested vector, as you can see here. This is a nested vector. So what we are doing here, we are fetching the vector inside a vector, list of vector. So yep. Inside this, we are using bucket sort. Pushing it nums here. Okay, but what am I doing wrong here? What is the wrong thing that I'm doing here? Okay, something is not right. So what I will do, let me check whether this is right. Guys, if you have any suggestion, you can help me because I'm literally confused and it is my first time to use C for solving this questions. Mm. 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 There's a runtime error, so runtime error is causing some issue, and I know what type of issue is that, but uh, so this issue is basically coming from here, and I know that part, but I don't know how to resolve this thing. I have to check how we can do that. Mm. Yep, we can. I know. Hmm. I think we can do one thing here. Instead of assigning a size, what I will do, there's a way to solve this thing. Instead of assigning a size, I will create a vector here, and there will be vector empty vector here, and the 1th position will have also the empty vector, and in the 2nd position will also have the empty vector. Okay, so if that vector appears for the first time, then we will store it here, and if that vector appears more than one time, we will check here, and if that value is repeated, then we will return true. We are not storing anything here. So actually the time complexity will be O of n. I think O of n square will be, it will not be of O of n, and the space complexity will be O of 1 basically. We are not any using space, we are using the fixed memory here, so it will be the of size 3. Okay, right guys, guys, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so let me run this thing. I hope this should work, but I don't know. Okay, so memory limit is exceeding. Okay, I think we have reached the memory limit here. So it just crashed. I think we cannot use this. Uh, so we have to use a hash map only. So let's use hash map. I think I have failed using implementing bucket sort, but because bucket sort is inefficient, I think. Or is there any other way to use bucket sort in this question? But I was trying to implement a bucket sort here. Suppose if you don't have any data structure name hashing, so how you can implement this? So you can use bucket sort for that, but I think it is not working inside this. So what I will do, we have to use hashing here. So let me comment this out. Let me first implement the hashing, and after that we will try this thing again. Or I think I will try by myself, I hope. So guys, if you have any question or solution, you can ask or you can comment here in the stream. Okay, so let me create a class here. Solution. The function we are creating, it will be a public, of type public basically. Symbol contains duplicate vector of okay, so what I will be using, I will be using a hash table here. So hash table, hash table. Mhm. An order set. Okay. Mhm. 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 C. Repeat it. Okay. I will using a range based for loop. So for int num colon nums, it will find the key. So, you can use set for this. Set. Set. We are using set here. We can use in hash map also. I think first I will use set here. After that I will be using hash map. Okay. How we can use. Okay, so if mm, mm, Find the num if num available. It will be control, otherwise it will false. It does not then what will do? Okay, so we can go from not equals to find num value. Okay, so okay, so I have very less time. I have to close this string, so let me solve this thing. Complete this. Because not equals to this. We sort no. Let me run this test case. Okay, so we have comment. Let's add semicolon, add column here. Run this thing again. Okay, one more thing. We haven't done one. That is this part. Let's just run this. Okay. Also region map. Submit this. Okay, so we have done it, but the runtime is very slow. Memory is 19 MB, is 9.4% only. So my code is not much good, but what I will do, oh, okay, okay. So I think there is another way. and we can use, instead of using unordered set here, we can use, I think it is, the repeated find is also a time complexity of O of n, and it also, this is also a time complexity of O of n. The repeated itself value is O of I think 1, O of n. The space complexity and time complexity for this will be O of n, and O of n square and O of n. Space complexity will be O of n. Okay. So the time complexity is O of n power 2. Okay. And the space complexity will be is O of n. Because the find is also a type complexity of O of n. So basically it is iterating to each number to find that value basically. So it is the same. So it is O of n, and the space complexity is O of n also. And so suppose inside this will be of O of n, and this will be of O of 1. Okay, and this will be of O of 1. Okay, we are inserting at the end of the list. Okay, so it will be O of 1, and this will be, so that's why the time complexity will be O of n square. Why? Because O of n here. So the loop, we are looping inside the loop. So for loop is there, and inside that we are using a find function, which is also a of linear time complexity. So we are multiplying O of n with the O of n of the for loop, and which comes O of n square. Okay, so this is not very efficient. So there is another way, and that is we can use an order set here. Unordered set. Unordered hash map. You can say hash table. So let's solve that part. So what I will do, instead of typing everything again, I think I will type everything again because I am in a learning process. So why not? Why not? Execute. We are making it public. Public will be bool and contains duplicate. Duplicate. It will we will pass a parameter of type vector, which will be holding an item of type int, and it will be, we are passing an address of that array where the memory is created. Okay, and what I will do, I will be using an order map here. So hash include unordered underscore map. Okay, so I will be using order map here. Unordered map, you can see. Okay. So this is a second method, second way to solve this. Solve this. Okay. And this is the third way to solve this thing. Okay, let me comment this out. I cannot run two code at the same time. So what I will do, I will create a map here, hash map, and hash map will be of type unordered. Unordered underscore map. Okay. Okay, so it is basically of type this. Okay, let's jump here. It will take int as a key and int for this also. And it will be reg, and reg will thing, I suppose. So what I will do, I will use range loop, range based for loop basically. Num is to nums. I will take each value, check whether the value is present inside the unordered map. So if unordered value underscore map, okay, so okay, so what I will do, I will find here, and find will does one thing. It will check whether the key is present or not. If the num value is present, if it is not equals to, you can say reg not automatically. So if reg dot end, if it is not equals to end, then it means that uh, that it mean then it means we have find the value, we have received the value, and we have to just return it true. If it is not, if it is not there, if the value or the num is not in the register or reg map, what we have to do, we have to use num equals to 1. Okay, so if that value is not there, we will use leg num 1. Okay. Will be, if that value is there, then we will return it. Yeah, return. I hope this should work. Let me check. Let me add the column first. The time complexity will be O of 1. The lookup is O of 1. The time complexity for this will be O of n. As the lookup is n, we are linearly checking each value inside the num, and the insertion is of O of 1. So what we will do, we will check this thing whether it is working or not. Let's just check this. Okay, it is working here. Let me submit this. Okay. 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 Can you do this thing? I think this will work. Let me check this thing. What the output is coming. Okay, so output is true. Standard out is 0. 0. Why? Can we do this thing? Let me check what the other people have executed. What they have used. Okay, so they have used vector here, unordered set, unset, auto E. Okay. Auto E, unset. So insert E. Return false here. Auto entity. But I am using the same thing. What is wrong here? Why my code is very slow here? Okay. Let's go here. Go to memory. Okay, so which person has used this memory? Okay, so someone has used sorting here instead of something else. Okay. But the sorting is of time complexity will be O of n log n if we are using sort here. Yep. Yeah, but this will be a time complexity of O of n log n. The space complexity will be, I think it will be constant because we are not using any space here. We are using an existing number and we just perform sort here. Sort, okay. And here we are just iterating with the loop, so it will be O of n plus O of n log n. So the time complexity will be constant, but the space the space complexity will be constant, but the time complexity here is O of n log n, which is O of n plus n log n. Okay, the sort already takes the standard of n logging time, which is more. And here the space complexity here is, I think, auto e nums. I don't know because I have implemented the same thing. I think this one, this part, I don't know what this guy is doing here. So it is confusing. So yeah, I think my time is completed. I have only implemented two of the questions only, and I was trying to implement multiple questions with different methods. So only two questions I have done. So in the next stream, I will be discussing about the playlist feature regarding the project that I am working on. And if you want to watch that, you can watch it. One more thing, let me repeat this again. If you have any feature or project or anything that you want me to create, you can go inside the description below, click on the link, fill the form, and I will start working on that. Okay. So if you have anything, any request regarding the project that you want me to create, you can go inside the description of this stream also. You can click on the link and fill the form that you want me to create, and I will work on that. Okay. So uh so for now I will be closing the stream. Thank you for watching my stream. If you get bored, I don't know how to entertain you guys. So in the next stream I will start next stream after this 1 or 2 hour break. And inside that I will be discussing about the features or advanced complex features that I will be adding in the student management app. Okay. So in the meantime, I will take a break and I will close this stream. Okay. Thank you for watching my stream. And bye.